Hey now, welcome and/or welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Elise, aka the Pretty Nerd, and today we are going to be talking about Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. Hey y'all, welcome to my little slice of YouTube where we will discuss books and take the concepts within these books and relate them to everyday life. I appreciate y'all being here and sharing in this journey with me. Thanks. Hey, let's get into these details. This book is a memoir or a nonfiction book. I started this book on October 30th of this year. I finished this book on November 24th of this year. It has 405 pages. It costs $20.06 from Amazon because it's on discount because it's not that great, baby. Okay. And yeah, those are the details. Okay, so you know me, I'm a note-taking girly, and I got my notes, right? I feel like at this point in our journey together, I shouldn't have to tell y'all that I'm a note-taking girly. Y'all know I'm going to take the notes. Y'all know I'm going to have the notes. Y'all know I'm going to use the notes, and we're going to talk about the book based off the notes, right? So maybe I won't say it again in the next video, but I just feel like sometimes I need to remind y'all that I'm a note-taking girly so that I can give y'all the most authentic content that I can, and I'm just not like rambling off from the top of my head, which I'm doing now. So let's get to the notes. The book. She starts out the book with this diagnosis from a doctor saying that she has a complex trauma with PTSD and dissociation disorder. That's believable. Right. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. That's believable that like she has some dissociation disorder. Now I'm not too privy on the extent of the PTSD. It could be from growing up with drug addicted parents, and you know that can bode a certain level of trauma for a person, especially a young person growing up with both of their parents being drug addicted. What the book is written well, very well, very, very well. On first thought of the book, it kind of reads in the same way that Will's book read, like it's kind of structured in the same way from like adolescent to adulthood. What I liked about the book is that she is open with her experiences. What I dislike about the book is that these experiences don't seem real, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. The experiences don't seem real. They don't seem authentic. They don't seem hers, right? It seemed like she was like, I want to write this book and let me think of some of the most salacious things that I can put inside of this book that could get me the ratings I'm hoping for, right? Like on top of the stuff that she has already done in the media that has like garnered the attention and the criticism that it has, like what can I put in this book that's gonna get the people to be like, what? Like, y'all, this woman got in here and she said she sold drugs. Do y'all believe that? Do that even seem believable? Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It don't seem believable. Don't mind Kane because every time I start recording, he want to make an appearance. If it's noise or like he want to show y'all, he want to come show his face. He gonna interrupt the video every time. I apologize, but I'm not reshooting it. So y'all gonna have to listen to him run around in the background. I apologize, but like, she was in there talking about how she sold drugs and like was this gangster and was like almost to the point where like she was moving a considerable amount of weight, and it's like, girl, who are you? Since when? Now there is some relatable content in the book where she talks about her parents being drug addicted. I'm sure we all know somebody who has been afflicted and inflicted by drug use, whether it is a parent or a sibling or an aunt or an uncle. We all know how ravaging a drug addiction can be, and we know how devastational it can be for those of us who love those who are drug addicted or drug afflicted. So that led to her like having a certain level of freedom, which she like stated led her to like being in the streets and trying to make her own money and like selling drugs. But I can't get over the drugs, y'all. Like her saying that she sold drugs. She also said that she'd been like stuck up a couple of times and robbed, guns pointed at her head, because I mean, and I guess if you're in a drug game, that seems believable, because like, did you think you were exempt? But like, it didn't read well. It read like the liar, liar, pants on fire. Like I'm trying to say something that's gonna get you hooked, and invested into my story, and I can't believe it. I think I'm at the point where I won't believe it, because no. The book also segues into her relationship with Tupac, how she met him at the Baltimore School of Arts, and how they fostered this really beautiful relationship that was platonic, by the way. The relationship was platonic, if you let her tell it. She never had any sexual or romantic interest in him, but she insinuated and stated in the book that he had with her, and that he wanted to try and make a relationship work, and she was kind of like, yeah, no, that's not how I see you. Like there was this time they tried to kiss, and she was like, he was off put by it, and she was off put, and she was like, see, I told you it wasn't like that. But like, y'all, that don't seem believable either. Like, because ma'am, every time you talk about this man, it seemed like you want to crawl in his casket with him. Like, just pack me up and put me in there. Like, that's what it seemed like. It don't seem like a person who just was, I loved him because of the relationship we had that was strictly platonic, and he was my friend. It sounded like every time you speak on him, it seems like it was some great love lost that you wish you could get back, or that you wish you could have did differently. She did talk about visiting him in prison, and him asking her to marry him while he was in prison, because as we know, when loved ones go away, the people who claim that they love them aren't typically there. And in the book, she stated that Tupac finally realized that she was one of the ones who was like holding him down and really there for him and care for him. So he wanted like to make Jada his wife, and Jada was like kind of down for it if it was just like on the financial side of things. But then when she realized that Tupac wanted the physical side, aka conjugal visit, she was like, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. By the way, y'all, I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, I hope y'all had a great holiday. I hope y'all got to spend it with the people you love the most. I hope you got to make the memories you wanted with the people you love the most. On top of that, I hope you had some good food. Because what's a holiday without the eats, right? Like, you should eat well, live well, laugh well on these holidays. I hope that you had that. If you didn't, please know that my heart is with you. We love you, even like despite the fact that the holiday wasn't the best time. People are grieving and all of that during the holidays, and holidays don't look the way that they used to. Please know that I extend my love and my prayers to you. But back to the story. So she talked about how he wanted like to have a marriage, both financially to support him while he was in prison, and a physical relationship, conjugal visits. And she was just like, listen, no, I can't do that. I don't know, like, y'all, I'm just not gonna hold you. Most of the book seems unbelievable. Like, even when like she gets to the part where she's like with Will and she loves him and doesn't necessarily read like she was like gung-ho about getting married. Like, she wanted to do some kind of ceremony that wasn't like a real wedding or a real thing. Like, it just seemed like she settled for Will, but when she got with Will, she realized that Tupac was what she wanted. But then, Tupac died shortly after that. I don't know. She also stated that Tupac had alopecia, y'all. She did say that. She did. I don't know. That, I guess that could very well be true. We have also seen him with a full head of hair, but she said that she noticed that he had alopecia while he was in prison. The stress and the anxiety from being in such a dangerous place, like, weakened his immune system and let the autoimmune disease that is alopecia run rampant, and that's when he discovered that he had alopecia. What I did like about the book, though, is that Jada is very apparent that she needs work. Like, she's very, I don't even know how to word it. Like, she's aware. That's probably the best way to say it. She's very aware that she needs work, and so she is like constantly on the hunt or the search of like doing the inner work and what that looks like for her. However, and like most of us, when she's doing the work, she falls short a lot of the times. And there are parts in the book that I didn't like where she vocalizes how she wanted Will to fix her, like it was his responsibility to fix her, and make her happy. And we all know, like, fixing you and making you happy, that's a inside job. That's a you thing. That ain't somebody else thing. Can't nobody else make you happy. You need to be happy first, and then like having somebody else is like the little cherry on top. Yeah. So, and it also, she said how she talked a lot about how like she would just, everything that kind of went wrong in her life, she blamed Will for, until she like took some accountability and like realized that like this ain't Will, but she was like consistently trying to find a reason for it to be Will's fault. And like, that's weak. That's weak. Grow up. Then what also I didn't like is like there was lack of accountability for what happened with August Alsina. Like, she said in the book that it wasn't, an entanglement is not an affair. What is it if you married and you are like sleeping with a man that is not your husband? And you have also stated in the book that you and your husband are not swingers and you don't have an open relationship. So if y'all don't have an open relationship, y'all not swingers, you are married, separated, but you're still legally married because you guys refuse to divorce. If you are sleeping with and being penetrated by another man, what is it if it's not an affair? But, according to her, if you want to say that it's an affair and not an entanglement, you have that right. And I think that most logically thinking people would think that she had an affair with August Alsina. She did, though, say that August Alsina is not her son's best friend, was not her son's best friend. He was just a friend that she had built a genuine friendship with, and then somehow the platonic relationship turned romantic. And the only reason why she brought it to the Red Table Talk is because he started talking about it. Right. Yeah. Guys, it's really, then of course she gets into the Chris Rock thing, and she like states how she has no part in why Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. That was of his own volition. But she stood by him after that. Like, she realized that at that moment that she was his wife and that she was going to stick with him through this because she's a writer. She's a ride or die. Bonnie and Clyde. Whatever, relationship goal you want to attribute to, sticking by your man in the thick of it. She's that girl. So she realized that after the crap show that was Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. And so I don't know, guys, like it for it to be like 405 pages, it was like 405 pages of things that like I really didn't care about. Because most of it doesn't seem believable. Like, I don't believe you sold drugs. You might have. And I hope for your sake you didn't get in these 405 pages and lie to us about what you did in your life. But a lot of it just reads like unbelievable. A lot of it leaves room for question. Like, girl, is you telling the truth? Or like, is this something else you lying to us about? Right? For 405 pages, like the reason why we came to the book, the reason why most readers come to the book is they want to know about your relationship with Tupac. They want to know about the relationship with August Alsina and the smack with the issue with Will Smith and Chris Rock and like the dynamic of your relationship. And yes, I guess the backstory of her life is important, but it wasn't that interesting. And like the stuff that people really wanted to know about was talked about so little in the grand scheme of things that like it made the book almost not worthwhile. Now, what is worthwhile in the book are these little portions like outlined in red. There are whole pages too that are like outlined in red. Those are oftentimes like almost like your red table talk kind of stuff, where it has like these really deep thought-provoking quotes and some like really intellectual like explanations and thought processes of what those quotes mean and how to like apply those to your life. That is by far the best part of the book. Just learning about Jada's life and all of that. Who really cares? I mean, she's no Will Smith. Like, who really cares? I'm asking. Like, if you care, if you really cared, and that's like why you want to read the book, because you really care about her backstory, like, raise your hand. I'll wait. Most of us are sitting here with our hands not raised because we really didn't care. We came because we wanted to see, like, why is you embarrassing this man like this? Yeah. So I ain't gonna be in front of y'all long. There's really not that much more to say to the book. It was 405 pages of her like really trying to sell us some stories that don't seem believable. And 405 pages of her trying to convince us that things that she has done weren't as bad as they were made to seem. And things of the sort. I would give this book a 3 out of 5. That seems to be the general rating on almost everything I've like done. As I've like put my ratings in and like put my ratings in on the library and on Goodreads and on Amazon and stuff like that. Overall, the book is getting about 3.3 to 3.5 stars out of 5 stars, because the consensus is like it's not that great. And it's not, right? It has some good points in it, like all books does. Like all books do, if you take the time to like really sift through everything that is being like told to you. There are some good points that you can find, but like go out and spend your coin on it, I wouldn't dare. Shout out to you, Danielle, for buying me this book. I love you, okay? Because, baby, if I would have had to spend my coin, I would have had to get it from the library because it's not worth, in my humble opinion, because that's why y'all here, right? For me to give you my recommendation and tell you what I think. Should you spend your coin on the book? No. Get somebody else to do it. Get the book from the library. Hey. If y'all want to read my copy, let me know. Now, I got somebody in line already to read it, but like after they done, y'all hit me up in the comments on Instagram, in the reading group on Facebook, and let me know, because like, do not spend your coin. It was a slow read because you just don't care. There are parts that like captivate you for a moment, but overall, no. On to lighter notes, better notes. My next book is going to be What I Know for Sure by Tavis Smiley. He is the author that was next on my TBR list. I have not touched my TBR list in I don't know how long, y'all. It's getting so long because I've been trying to read the books that are here in my actual bookshelf, in my actual little like library I'm trying to build. So I like had to get on my notes app and like look at my TBR list, and he is one of the authors. He was the next author up on the list, and I happen to have one of the books here. So he is next. Look for a review on that coming shortly. If I don't talk to y'all again before Christmas, I want you guys to have a beautiful holiday, making beautiful memories with the people you love. Please know that family isn't always the people you are born into, but family is who you make it with. So love on the people that love on you. Spend this holiday season with people that make you feel good. You do not have to go around toxic people just because you are related to them. Do what feels right for you this holiday season. Live well, love well, laugh a lot, read a lot. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, take care.